The real reason cryptocurrencies had crashed as much as they did was because there's many crypto lending platforms and other similar crypto platforms that were borrowing your money and leveraging your money, and now they have lost their money because they made a bet on cryptocurrencies and they have gone down. So a lot of these companies have been liquidated, and that's why cryptos went down so fast like they did. Now here we have it. The CEO of FTX actually is bailing out a couple of companies to prevent any crazy further crashing and collapsing in this crypto market. In this video, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the behind the scenes information of what's happening with the whales, what they're doing with cryptocurrencies, and where are we headed, because today we have seen a significant dip from today's highs. So we're going to be analyzing the entire crypto market. Make sure you watch this video until the very end. If you hold cryptos like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu, Bitcoin, Ethereum, this video is for you. Now, make sure you guys subscribe with notifications on, but most important, give this video a thumbs up so we can share this information with others who need to hear it. And let me know in the comments below, do you think there is going to be another bull market or bull run this year? Now, getting straight into the video, let me take off some of these lines, some of these indicators. We're just taking a look at Bitcoin. I mean, what we can see so far is that over the weekend, cryptocurrencies, they pumped. Monday, cryptocurrencies pumped. And yesterday, cryptos have topped out pretty much since the stock market has opened. As soon as the stock market opens, generally the last several weeks when cryptos have been bullish over the weekends, the stock market opens up, they start crashing, they start going down. And that's exactly what we are seeing. Nothing crazy, but cryptos are still holding up a key level of support. And for Bitcoin, that's about $20,000. So right now, Bitcoin is trading right above, right under $20,000. It is struggling right now to hold $20,000, which is a big deal. Now, we were in addition watching on the 30-minute time frame Bitcoin's interaction with the 200 EMA, which we ended up breaking above and trading far above it. Now we've not only gone down below it, but we have gotten rejected off the 200 EMA, which does signify that we are for the time bearish. The bulls have lost momentum as we are seeing right now. So we are not extremely bullish. We're not pumping, obviously. Today, Bitcoin is down about 3.5% like most cryptocurrencies. So we have come down. And something I've let my Patreon members know is that if you look closely, let's go to just the 1 hour time frame, we can see that Bitcoin is forming a head and shoulders pattern, and this is a bearish pattern. Doesn't mean it's going to play out. In order for this to play out, Bitcoin needs to break the neckline, and that's going to be about $19,790, somewhere in that range. If Bitcoin breaks this range, we could see a pretty big move to the downside, pushing us close to the $18,000 mark. And that means for most cryptocurrencies, from our current level, we could be seeing about a 9 to 10% move to the downside. That could be happening, especially since Bitcoin has failed to break this high here. Now, what we could be experiencing is just a little bit of a pullback, trading sideways before we continue going up as well. So we are just going to continue to monitor the charts to see what's happening, and in the Patreon, and let you guys know through constant updates, buy alerts, sell alerts. I give you guys stop losses so you know when to get out, when to get in. So highly recommend joining the Patreon. And last week we put a trade alert out for Shiba Inu, and we made 43% if you would have bought that alert in tier 2. I highly recommend joining tier 3, where you get access to all the buy alerts. Now, let us move on to what is happening in the crypto market besides the bearish momentum today, besides a little bit of pullback today. I mean, in just talking about the chart as well, we haven't seen a massive crash today. We've seen a little pullback, a 3% move to the downside. Honestly, very typical in a bullish market, very typical in a bullish uptrend, because since we have bottomed out this past weekend when Bitcoin hit $17,000, we have been seeing some bullish continuation. We have been seeing higher highs and higher lows, at least for the immediate short term, but we have failed to break this high. So we need to see if we're going to break it. If we continue to reject and not go past this high right here for Bitcoin around 21,700 in that range, it's likely that Bitcoin is going to trade lower and head lower and potentially bottom out before we try to attempt breaking the $21,700 level again. Now, getting into the important information, Bitcoin billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried fried, bails out embattled crypto firms BlockFi and Voyager. So BlockFi and Voyager were on the brink, just like Celsius and some other crypto platforms, from being liquidated and unable to give clients their money, and that would have been really disastrous for the crypto market. So he stepped in and prevented that from happening. Look, today we are injecting $250 million into BlockFi, partnering with them so they can navigate the market from a position of strength. Now, that is a very, very good thing to see, that he is bailing out companies from potentially being liquidated, preventing further crashes in the crypto market. That's a good thing to see. In addition to that, what we are seeing is this Bitcoin price wicks below 20,000. Okay, so Bitcoin right now is in the range between 20,000, 19,000, 21,000, as whales send 50,000 Bitcoin to exchanges. So this is nothing new. But what this analyst is pointing out is that there's a lot of Bitcoin being sent to the exchanges. And when that happens, it means that people are sending their Bitcoin, their cryptocurrency, from their cold storage or cold wallets, which is a place that they hold long term. And they're sending it to the exchanges. Now, what this generally means is that they're preparing to sell it. So in addition, they could be either selling it, or maybe they're going to be just keeping it on the sidelines so that if the market does go lower, they could sell it and then rebuy in at a higher price. These are certain possibilities, but generally that is a bearish sign when you see whales and people begin to take their crypto from their cold storage and put it onto exchanges. It generally means that they're preparing to sell. So, in addition to that, we are, of course, seeing people send their Bitcoin to exchanges. There's also just as much, or probably even more, whales doing the exact opposite thing, taking their cryptos off the exchanges. So it does balance out with the inflows and outflows to exchanges. And whenever you see people taking off their crypto off the exchanges and putting it in the cold storage, it's also another bullish catalyst. So very interesting to take note of. And in conclusion of today, I mean, we're just talking about today, the immediate short term. We are basically kind of like in a no man zone at this current point. If Bitcoin ended up breaking this high today, it would be very clear that going upwards further is going to be most likely the next move, a continuation of our current trend, which to a degree is an uptrend, right? But if we zoom out, we must completely understand that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are still very, very bearish. They just crashed. They just crashed a lot. So Bitcoin eventually is going to make it back up to the $30,000 range, which from our current position, if Bitcoin bounces up and heads up to $30,000, we're looking at a 50% move. Can you believe that? 50%, guys. That is a lot. It does seem like a lot, but cryptos can make those types of moves very quickly. And the 5%, 10%, 12% moves that happen quickly add up. So, I mean, just Bitcoin from the bottom to the top this past weekend, it bounced up 23%. So it just needs to do that twice, and it's going to be back up to $30,000. So it's something to take note of. And I mean, even looking at this position right here, what Bitcoin is forming, let me take off some of these indicators. We are seeing an inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour time frame. Now, this can be, of course, invalidated, which means, of course, not going to happen. But this, if we continue to go up and break some of these resistance levels, is going to be a sure sign that Bitcoin is going to be making a big move, and it's going to be a buying signal for us. I mean, if we want to be very specific, I can show you exactly what Bitcoin needs to do in order for this to actually play out. So Bitcoin needs to break around $21,300 for this pattern to start becoming validated or to be made true. So generally what happens in an inverse head and shoulders pattern, this is a bullish reversal signal, and it signals to us that a change in momentum is taking place, that we are changing direction from bearish to bullish. And this is generally what it looks like. Seeing this V is good, but seeing the inverse head and shoulders is what we're looking at here. So what Bitcoin generally will do is, if this ends up playing out, is that Bitcoin will come up at some point, maybe in the next couple of days, come up and test the resistance level. It's a downward sloping resistance level. When it comes up to break the resistance level, generally we'll see a pretty big move, and generally also we will see somewhat of a back test. So usually we'll come back down to test the whales. They will push prices down to actually test to see if these levels hold up. And when they get that bounce and understand that the levels do hold up, that's when the whales generally buy. That's a lot of times when a lot of traders buy, because at that point they have confirmation of the move and direction. And you can actually measure how big of a move this is going to be by taking the length from the head to the shoulder or neckline and putting it to the resistance level, which is the neckline. and putting it at the area where the price is going to be breaking out. So that would push us to about $25,000 to $26,000 if that were to play out. And we've seen this play out many times before. This is a likely bullish scenario if, of course, the bulls are in control, they take control and can push prices higher. But Bitcoin needs right now, the next couple of days, needs to break about $21,000, and that number gets lower and lower because we are at a downward sloping resistance and support level. So if Bitcoin can break $21,000, guys, and continue to break above it, I will be showing you guys this chart here in the Patreon, and also in this video. In my videos, if Bitcoin does break that, that's going to be very good news if you hold Cardano, XRP, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, and so forth. So guys, get ready. We could be making a very bullish setup, setting us up for a bullish end of the month of June and a bullish month of July. We could have a bullish summer recovery. Let me know if you guys think that that is in the cards or if that's unlikely. It's just not going to happen. And there are some other outcomes, of course. We're looking at the bullish outcome, but the bearish outcome is that Bitcoin could trade sideways for some time, go up, come down, and then test again this support level for Bitcoin, which is around $17,500. Bitcoin can test this support level. And if that is tested and we break down below it, we have some further price targets to take a look at. So we have a bullish scenario, which we can go up. We have a bearish scenario, which we can go down, which we will be seeing play out here in the next couple of days. We're going to have further indication of which scenario is going to be playing out, especially in the next week to 2 weeks. And then, of course, we could just be trading sideways for some time and slowly making our way back up. Make sure you guys claim your $4,000 deposit bonus over on Bybit. And I'm giving up an F1 Formula racing spot for people that deposit $10 over on Bybit using my link. You will have a chance to win. You guys have a very good chance of winning, so I highly recommend doing that. And you can claim your $4,000 deposit bonus for free as well in addition to that. So that's going to be it for today's video. Make sure you guys check out the Patreon, check out all the links in my video description. In my top pinned comments, give this video a thumbs up, share this video with a friend or family member, and I will see you all later. Have a great day.